Are you sick of having a weed-covered yard or lawn?
Seriously, forget the harsh chemicals.
That's right. You don't even want to be hand-pulling weeds.
Today, we are showing the easiest way in the world to get a weed-free lawn.
Chemical-free, cheap and easy. Let's go. Whenever we see dandelions growing in our garden, it usually indicates that the soil is heavily compacted. Dandelions work like nature's aerator. They have a big, deep taproot on them that goes down into the soil, and as it goes down, it helps break up the soil around it. Whenever that dandelion dies, it provides nutrients to the plants around it. Now, dandelions can be eaten, but my number one tip is, if you're going to be eating a dandelion, always make sure to give it a wash, because you never know what animals had been on your lawn before yourself. You might not have a dog, but you'll always have wildlife coming onto your own lawn. Our dandelion, we dug a big deep hole and we still managed to miss part of the root. So the problem is, whenever you leave part of the root in the soil, then the plant is going to regrow from that. For over a decade now, I've been running a lawn treatment service, and we treat hundreds of lawns every single year. And this is the biggest thing that I see so many people fall down on. So many people, Mrs. Jones will say to me, the daisies in my lawn, I cut my lawn really short and it takes the heads off the daisies. So whenever you do that, you're actually creating the conditions that the daisies like, as opposed to your lawn. The easiest way to stop daisies from growing on your lawn is to cut your grass a little bit longer. Like, daisies have some pretty good pros to their lawn as well. All these leaves on it, they actually help protect the soil from getting too warm and stop soil erosion. So they have a really useful thing in certain places. But for most people who have daisies in their lawn, they cut their grass really short to get rid of these heads. And in actual fact, they make the problem worse because they create the conditions that the daisies like. So we're on the hunt for some other weeds in this lawn. Now, there's a wet area down in the bottom there. Doesn't get an awful lot of light through the winter months. Let's go down. I bet you there's some buttercup down there. So as I thought, we've got some buttercups in this area. There's actually a row running down here, and I think that maybe at one time there might have been a drain here and it's now blocked up, and that's why we're seeing them actually growing in a line. While I was looking at the buttercups, I seen another weed that grows. Typically you'll not see this growing in the centre of your lawn because it doesn't tolerate close mowing. If you cut your grass 2 or 3 times, nettles aren't going to grow, but you're going to see them potentially growing around the edges of your garden. They like nutritious soil. You're going to see them in compost heap. We have a pile of old logs sitting here, so as they break down, they're releasing loads of nutrients into the soil, particularly beneficial for the nettles. Now, the reason why I like nettles is not the fact that you can make soup out of them. They are excellent for the wildlife in your garden. So I like to think of them as hotels for bees and especially butterflies. Coming back into the lawn, I see another weed growing here that likes damp, shady conditions. Come on over for a look. So to stop speedwell growing in your lawn because it grows low, one of the best things to do is to reduce the shade in the lawn. However, I don't think we're going to be able to do that here, and also to cut your grass a little bit higher. Come on, Bella. So the next one is quite controversial, and that's clover. Clover literally pulls nitrogen out of the air, nitrogen fixation, and it converts it into ammonia. So whenever you see your lawn, especially during dry periods, you see the rest of your grass turning like a pale green colour, but the areas that have the clover stay green, and that's because the clover literally pulls nitrogen out of the atmosphere and it makes it available to the plants around it. Now, they're doing trials at the minute. You can buy mixes for your lawn that don't have any flooring on it, so it's just clover lawns. That's something you're going to see more of in the future, but for now we're going to talk about how to get rid of it. One of the easiest ways to keep weeds out of your lawn is to do with lawn mowing. We cut this lawn twice a week, and that in itself helps stop the weeds coming into the lawn. But also cutting heights is a big part of the weeds that are in your lawn. Later on in the video, I'm going to be talking more about the cutting heights and how that affects the weeds in your lawn. But if you want to learn more about your lawn, I have a massive free online learning hub on iGrow Carpet. You get master classes, courses, everything you need to know about lawn care. Now let's go and have a look at some of the weeds in this lawn. The two areas where we see the most weeds in the lawn, underneath the tree and around the edges, that's because the lawn is the weakest there, and weeds will always come in the places where your grass doesn't grow as well. For anyone new to the channel, I have my helper with me, Bella, here. Now, this area here where we're on, this is probably the worst bit in the garden, and the reason for that is underneath it there's a lot of rocks and there's not a lot of soil, and this area is heavily compacted. Just where I'm sitting, I can see some of our dandelions that were looked earlier. We've got some speedwell, we've got some clover, we've got daisies, we've got all the top 10 hits of weeds right here. But next up, we're going to look at some weed pillars that saves you having to reach for the weed killers, and then after that we're going to show you some different ways that you can stop the weeds growing in your lawn.
Time to pull out some weeds. We did a video on weed pullers previously. We found this one to be the best one. It's not the cheapest. There's plenty more out there, so just get one that suits your budget. Pull some weeds. First weed, and we've hit a rock. So we've pulled all the daisies out and it's left a massive hole in the lawn. We're going to get that fixed later, and we're going to show you a foolproof way of how to get that done so you're guaranteed grass will grow. When you're pulling weeds, don't miss this step. When repairing spots in your lawn, this method is guaranteed to grow seed. You want to get a good couple of handfuls of seed in the bottom of the bucket first before you put the soil in, as it's easier to mix. Now throw in the soil on top of the seed. You don't want to fill up too much, so you can put another handful on seed. Little pro tip, give it a shake from the bottom. What I mean is, as you can see, it's working the seed up through the soil. That's the way you want it. Good handful, drop it in and pat it down with your foot. Tapping your foot on it is an important step, just don't be jumping all over it. Now that's the holes filled in, we've still got 3 important steps to get a weed-free lawn or yard. So as we said on the front lawn, regular cutting helps control the weeds, but also cutting at the right height. So for cool season grasses, like the UK and North America, cutting between 30 and 50 mil will help crowd out the weeds. Now we know the correct cutting height, we've still got 2 more steps to show you. Aside from cutting your lawn regularly at the right height, feeding your lawn is one of the best things you can do, because a nice thick green lawn will outgrow any weeds. Today we're using the iGrow Carpet Summer Advance. Next step, seaweed. Don't just feed your lawn, feed your soil.